It's Divas That Care Radio. Stories, strategies, and ideas to inspire positive change. Welcome to Divas That Care, a network of women committed to making our world a better place for everyone. This is a global movement for women, by women, engaged in a collaborative effort to create a better world for future generations. To find out more about the movement, visit divasthatcare.com after the show. Right now, though, stay tuned for another jolt of inspiration.
Hello to all. Welcome to Divas That Care Network. I am Joyce Benning, and I will be your host for this absolutely invigorating, robust lifestyle show. I am just so excited today as I have with me a returning diva, Beth Lauren Parrish. And first, I would like to take just a moment and thank each one of our listeners that have tuned in live and the ones that will be listening to the podcast, as I am just so very grateful for each one of you. And you are all in for a very special time today. As I already said, my returning monthly diva, Beth Lauren Parrish, is with me today. And we are going to talk about the topic of be open to experiments. Oh, man, what a perfect topic for the month of March. So, Beth, could you please introduce yourself to our listeners today?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Joyce. My name is Beth Lauren Parrish, and my business is Inspired Riding. I'm a certified riding instructor, remote coach, and rapid transformational therapy practitioner, which is a unique form of hypnotherapy. I encourage all of my clients to slow down, trust their intuition, and really deeply listen to their horses so they can have the best co-creative dances possible. And I show them how to really become the rider that their horse can trust so they can thrive together.
Oh, I love it. I love it. All that you are doing, you have had to be open. You've had to be open to experiments to yourself, to be able to try all these different ways and find the different ways to be able to help people and to help individuals, especially on co-creating that dance with their horse, where they both have the trust in each other. So, what a beautiful topic we're going to talk about today, because your introduction to me just kind of brought us right into everything that you have experimented in your life to be able to come to where you are today. So thank you so much, Beth. I love it.
Thank you, Joyce. Yeah, I really see life as one big experiment. And that's principally how I live my life, is I try something, doesn't work, okay, I learn from it, keep going. If it works, great, keep going, and it becomes like this really beautiful dance in a sense. And there are always going to be moments where you have to pause and take a step out of the dance and then come back into it and take a breath. And that's just the beauty of it. You just ride the waves up and down.
I love that.
Thank you. So I can share what I presented to my Inspired Riding Connection group for this month. So I basically created all these themes for every month, and I thought I'd share them on the podcast with you as well. So the first thing I'm having people do in my group is to let themselves be guided by their heart, their gut feelings, their intuition, to perhaps go to their bookshelf and just feel into when they're being lit up to go to a specific book. So maybe it's like the fifth one down from the second shelf kind of thing, and then you open it to page 32. So you just have to follow all these fun little prompts inside your heart, and then you can open it up and see what it says. And you can do that with YouTube videos. You can do that with all the video content that I have in my program, of course. And you just look for what lights up. It's almost like you're scanning a menu, and then you're like, ooh, I want to try that. For me, I did it while I was creating the video. And I opened to a page in an in-hand book, working with your horses. And it basically showed you the foundation on the lunge line is just to work on walk, halt, transitions. And I was like, you know what? That's a really good basic tool that I haven't revisited in a while. So I'm going to go out today and play with Pepper and do this. And it's really cool because Pepper has actually been taught how to drive. So he's really great on the line. But he's often one to where once we start walking, he wants to just burst right into trot. So for me to get that focused intention of just going, nope, we're just walking and halting today. And he would look to me like, oh, well, this is different. And it was really cool to experiment with that and take us out of our normal, where I just walk, trot, canter for a few moments back and forth just to make sure he looks sound, and then we go do our thing. So it was cool to see his quizzical look like, oh, this feels different, but I like it. And then I did it the same with Indy. And what's cool about Indy is he had been trained upper level years ago, and now he's more of a pasture pet, but I put the cavasana on him and he was all business. He goes, what would you like to do? And it was really cute. And we just went out, and he actually stayed on a circle better than I had seen in a really long time. So it was almost like the universe nudging me to go work with him a little bit more. And so I was really impressed with that, and I was just so excited that I happened to turn to that page, and it just created that beautiful snowball effect of, oh, what else can we do? What else can we do? So that's the fun thing about experiments, is once you open your heart to these possibilities, even more possibilities show up. How does that experience happen for you, Joyce?
Oh, it is just so true, because when you open your heart up, that's where real life lies, is inside your heart, and listening to that intuition of telling you what you need to go do and where you need to be. And a little instance that just comes to my mind is my older dog. I let her out the other morning, and I go back out just within a few minutes. I'm like, where'd she go? Where is she? I couldn't see her anywhere. And my heart said, just go walk out by the horses, and we got a lane going to the pasture. Sure enough, that's where she was. And all I had to do was listen to that, rather than go into the panic mode of, oh no, I can't see her. Where'd she go? What's happened to her? All I had to do was listen to my heart and intuition, and it took me right to her. So the possibilities that opens up to me is just, it's incredible. And that is just one small example that came to mind, because it just happened 2 days ago. So it was very fresh in my mind. But yes, listening to your heart and your intuition it is just critical. It will take you on the most beautiful journey. And to me, it gets you out of that fear mode that you can normally go into. Rather than going there, go to your heart and listen. Oh.
I love that. That gave me chills.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Well, yeah, I really believe that when you experiment with the idea that intuition can just be a part of your daily life, like it's no big deal, then you can really see miraculous things happen all the time. And that really does help you get out of that fear and panic mode. It's a beautiful way to observe how you've been conditioned and how you've been responding to things. That's something we do in my hypnotherapy class sessions. But once you have that understanding, then you get even more powerful. Because when you get in touch with your intuition, then you can recognize how powerful your focused thoughts are. And that's when even more possibilities show up too. It's absolutely amazing. So I was going to share a little story about, I experiment all the time with my students, because I'm one of those insatiable learners where I want to keep adding tools to my toolbox so I can help others, right? And I had so much experience with teaching children. And many times when you work with kids, you want to keep it low key and let it be fun, and even create stories to help them connect to you. But I had this idea one day with a couple of younger students that when they were learning how to post on the correct diagonal, the basic saying, we'd create this rhyme for the kids, it's rise and fall with the leg on the wall. And, you hear instructors say that all the time. And so I would say that, and they would sort of get it, but they didn't quite connect to it, and they weren't really sure what the purpose was. So even though they were young, I got the feeling that I should experiment with sharing some deeper theories, some biomechanics. So I started to explain to them the reason why they're actually rising with the outside front leg. I said, well, the outside front leg connects to the inside hind leg. As you're going around a turn, especially, the inside hind leg is the one that's going to be working the hardest. It's pushing the energy forward for your horse. So if you rise up when that motion is happening, you're actually creating a better forward momentum. You're staying out of the way of that energy flow. So you're actually helping your horse. And all of a sudden they would look at me and go, oh, I get it. I do want to help my horse. So not only am I teaching them then the biomechanics of it and it's clicking in, but then we're also throwing in the empathy and getting them to be grateful that this horse is carrying them and they want to be less of a burden for them. And that was huge for me to make that shift. So I often talk to kids much like adults. Like I don't really see too much of a difference that way. I just think spirit is spirit. And if they get it, they get it. If they need more clarification, I explain it more, you know. So that was one of my most favorite experiments with students. But, of course, there's more. Do you remember being taught that at all in lessons at all?
Well, I honestly pretty much learned myself and with my dad, and I didn't really take any so-called lessons to ride. I have been very fortunate to have a horse all my life. My friend and I were talking the other day, and I said, I really cannot remember a point in my life or a time when I didn't have one. I have just been so blessed to always have him in my life. And my dad taught me how to ride, and so I really never took so-called riding lessons from anyone. And I've just always loved horses and been drawn to them, and we've just always connected, and I've learned to ride that way, just kind of with the flow of them and the feel, and the more you get and listen to your intuition with them, the more that comes through, and the more you come from your heart with them, the more that comes through to them too. Because just like the other day, my mare said, just totally trust me. And I'm like, oh, yes, just totally trust me. And she said, I will take you on the most beautiful ride. And I'm like, I believe that. It gives me the chills to even talk about it, because it was so touching, because I was just listening to my heart, listening to what she was trying to tell me. And it's like, wow, that's incredible. So, yeah, I just experience things in a little different way, I guess you would say, on doing experiments, because she wants me to experiment with just totally trusting her, that she will take care of me, and I know she will.
That is so beautiful. And our horses really are the best teachers. So if we really get in tune with what they need, they'll tell us. I love that. Yeah, I've had moments where I felt Pepper say, just sit back a touch more and imagine a rocket when you want the canter transition. I was like, okay. And next thing you know, we're launching into the canter. I'm like, this is so cool. Yeah, I love that. I love that she said, just trust me. And that's what I've been getting a lot lately. I actually hopped on Pepper with no tack at all for the first time, maybe the second time, and really just let us be. And I didn't even have the bridleless guide around his neck. It was just my helmet and my pony. And I was just in awe that he was so careful with me. Like, he could tell that he only wanted to walk a little bit, and he started to walk out of the arena, and I just went, hey, can you turn? And I just touched his neck, and he went, oh, wait, you're right. It's probably safer if we stay in the arena. And then he turned around, and we walked around some more. And I was actually a little bit in shock afterwards, because I had put out hay, and Indy went straight to the hay, and Pepper opted not to have the hay, and he let me ride him. And I was like, that was really cool. Like, he was showing me how he wanted me to trust him and have fun with him more.
Oh, Beth, I absolutely love that. Oh, that is beautiful, because that is just showing that both of you were trusting each other. He was trusting you that you would take his nudge, that yes, you could ride him just at liberty, that he would take total care of you. Oh, I love that, because yes, that is something in my vision and my dreams that my mare and I will do, is ride at liberty. And especially now that she said, just trust me, because I just think that would be the ultimate, just to ride him at liberty like that, and just have so much trust in one another, and both of you are feeling it from the heart, because the horses are trusting you too. So, that was beautiful. I loved it.
Thank you. And a healthy dose of scratching and treats here and there really helped the ride too. Just so you know, he wanted me to tell you guys that.
Oh,
he did need to get payment for it all.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. Oh,
yeah,
he had an ulterior motive.
Yeah, we're in spring now. It's an itchy season, so he's like, "Oh, you're up there, perfect. You can get all the itchy spots for me."
Uh-huh. Oh, that's
goodness.
good.
Well, if we have time, I was going to share an experiment with you and the listeners, if that sounds fun.
That sounds awesome. That sounds perfect,
Okay.
Beth. I'm excited to hear it.
Okay, let me check our time. Okay, we're good. So what I want to do is I want to show you how powerful your thoughts can be. Okay, so I'm just going to say that. So what I want everyone to do is, whether they're sitting or standing up, I want them to point straight ahead and then turn your body, your upper body. So you're going to keep your lower body the same. You're going to breathe and point back as far back as you can, and just note as far back as you can where you're pointing. Okay? And then you're going to point forward and then twist all the way around on the other side and notice where you're pointing there, keeping your lower body the same, but just twisting your upper body. Make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, so you got your 2 points now, right? Okay, so now I'm just going to talk you through just a few moments of thinking about water. So what I want you to do is just close your eyes or lower your gaze wherever you are. Take a nice deep breath in, deep breath out. And I want you to recognize that your body is comprised of a lot of water, right? And I want you to tap into the energy of the water. And I want you to imagine that you're in a body of water in the most perfect temperature, and it's just allowing your body to float along. And you can feel the gentle waves, and you feel completely supported and safe. And the water is moving all around you. And now you can imagine that water around you is connecting to the water within you. And you feel this beautiful cycle of water in and out. And you're just floating along, feeling absolutely amazing, connected to this energy of water. Now take a nice deep breath again, and you can open your eyes. And I want you to start with that same hand that you started with. And I want you to point all the way back and notice if there's a difference. And then you're going to take your hand on the other side, the other hand, and point and notice if there's a difference. How'd that go for you, Joyce?
It's like it's more free flowing. It's
right?
just coming naturally rather than having to kind of strain to do it or anything. It's just kind of a free flow motion as it goes. That was my first feeling.
And did you notice if it went further?
It did. It went further.
Yeah.
Because it felt like it could just keep on flowing like you were flowing in the water, like you said. So yeah, your whole body, you just feel kind of like energized and just more free flowing with it. That was how I felt.
Cool. So imagine if every day you just decided to create a focused thought on what you wanted to manifest that day. You know?
Mm-hmm.
We are so powerful. So, and it didn't take long. It was less than a minute, right?
Right.
Doing that. Yeah. So that's the power of our thoughts and connecting to the energy that we want to draw into our lives.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And I love to focus on a thought on what you want to manifest. And you can, it doesn't take that long. And it is amazing what can happen with that when you start to manifest things. It's incredible when you start to experience it and really start to focus on it. So, I love that. That is perfect.
Thank you. Yeah, and I just wanted to share one more little story because I think it's really empowering, and it's a reminder that when we get stuck in a certain way, we just think that's just the way it is. But what if you just keep thinking, what if I tried this? What if I tried that? So on Saturday morning, I was just having a thought about how we get little bursts of abundant moments where my husband will get a job, and then it'll be like a few weeks off, and then he'll get a job and a few weeks off, and I'll get like certain clients come in for my group program, and then it'll taper off. And I always would think that's just the way it is. We just have these moments of excitement and energy, and then it has a lull. So then I thought Saturday morning, I just had this thought for a few seconds. I was like, well, what if it happened every day?
Yeah.
Why does it have to be so sporadic, right? I'm not kidding you. Less than 5 minutes later, this is a Saturday morning, so most productions are only during the week. My husband gets a call and says, hey, do you think you can come out today to help us work on this film? I was like, are you kidding me right now? I'm like, whoa, that was a cool experiment. What else can I do? And wouldn't you believe, so he worked yesterday and Saturday and got a lot of overtime. I'm like, that was amazing. So I was like, okay, I want to keep playing with that. There's no reason why that can't happen every day, you know?
Yes. Yes.
So I just want to share that can happen with your horses. That could happen with your business. It could happen with your health. What if I just decided that it could be this way? So I just want to remind people how powerful they are, that just experiment. What's the worst that can happen? You know, you just keep playing at it. And that's what life's all about. Just having a go at it, and don't give up.
Definitely. Yeah. Oh, that was a great way to explain it, because our thoughts are so powerful. I agree. And if you keep them in that positive mode and thinking of what you want to happen, the universe, it's like you draw it to you. It's just kind of like the people that you draw to you, the vibrations that you're giving off, the energy that you're giving off to the world, and those thoughts. Oh, wow, how that all comes together. That was a perfect example for people to realize how powerful your thoughts really are. And I just actually this weekend was on another call with another group, and we talked about that, about how powerful your thoughts are and manifesting the different things in your life that you want, rather than focusing on the negative or this situation, it's not going to change, and on and on. Rather focus on what you want to bring into your life. And it is incredible, and everyone could share an example on how they had put it into positive thoughts and how it brought in. And I always say too, start when those thoughts come in of the negativity, start going to being thankful. And you're amazing how your own thoughts will start to change, how your whole attitude starts to change, and you're looking at the situation totally different and pulling some of the good things and bringing them back into you. So, yeah, it's incredible what our body, what our minds are really capable of. I love it. I love how we can tap into that energy and into our own thoughts and our heart, and pull out all the positives that are in there and bring into the universe what we are wanting to by manifesting it in a positive way. That's beautiful, Beth.
Thank you. Yes, I love the way you put that. And it's so important when we get stuck in negativity. It's just get yourself into that space of gratitude. I've experimented with literally imagining I'm watching my thoughts on a movie screen, and I'm watching them go by, and I'm like, well, those aren't quite useful. What would actually serve me right now? You know, and then allow the better thoughts to stream in.
Exactly. Yep. Well, and I'm even going back to your example with Pepper when Indy went to the hay right away. You could have rather went into the mode, well, why isn't Pepper eating? Is there something wrong? Why didn't he go to the hay? Why did he choose to do something else? And you rather took it as a positive that he came to you, and you look at the beautiful co-creative dance you created together with him. So to me, there is one example where you could have gone to the negative and the fear side of it, but you chose to do something beautiful with it and find out what he was needing and where he was coming from. So that's that thought just came into my mind when we were talking here about the experiments and how powerful manifesting is and listening to our heart. It just kind of all tied together that you turned a moment in where some would have went into fear of why he isn't going to the hay. What's wrong with him this morning? And you made it into a beautiful moment. And that's all he was wanting.
Totally. Thank you. And it's so funny because it didn't even click in my mind. I just had the intention to play with Pepper, and he felt that so strongly. And it wasn't until later while I was reflecting, I go, wait, there was a pile for him, and he didn't go for it. So that's why I was like, wow, that was a big compliment that he wanted to hang out with me. So, yeah, it didn't even consider him not wanting to eat being a bad thing. But, yeah, that's a great point. It's a great point because so many people would just take any little thing and spin it. And because humans are complicated and they love solving problems, and it's by nature. So as long as you understand that, you can catch yourself sooner and start to pivot quicker, which I think is so much more fun.
Oh yeah,
because you're like, yeah, that's my old self. Let's not do that again. You know.
I agree. I always go cancel that thought. Don't want to go there.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I have my magic wand, and I think ridiculous, and then I think of something else way more fun. So.
Oh, I love that too. That's perfect. Oh, Beth. Well, this has just been incredible, which I knew it would be, and I would like for you to share with our listeners how are some of the ways that they can connect with you when they hear this podcast and go, oh, my goodness, I need to connect with Beth. I want to look at what programs she offers, and she has just really inspired me. How is the best way for them to connect with you, Beth?
Oh, thank you, Joyce. The best way is simply go to my website, inspiredriding.com, and you can click on the menu, and you'll see all the offerings. There's quite a few there, and they can email me. There's a contact page if they have questions about anything. But I say just go with your intuition and jump into something. You're going to be really pleasantly surprised.
Oh, I love that. Yes, you will be. You definitely will be. Just jump into it. I love it. Well, Beth, I want to thank you so much for being on my show. And the listeners are going to be in for a really special time in April when we connect again on Robust Lifestyle. So until then, Beth, you and your horses, you guys all have a very magical time ahead.
Thank you so much. You too. And may the horse be with you always.
Oh, thank you so much, Beth. Thank you. Oh, and I want to thank all of our listeners, too, for listening to this absolutely invigorating show with Beth Lauren Parrish. Be sure and share this show with all of your friends and family. And I want to thank you, too, for being a part of Divas That Care. And be sure to check out all the other hosts and their shows on divasthatcare.com. Remember, have a magical day and just experiment. Go to your heart, go to your intuition, and just see the magic that starts to happen when you do that. So, and remember, be kind to all. Give your animals that great big extra hug and share all your love with them until we connect again on Robust Lifestyle. Stay strong and healthy.
Thanks for listening. This show was brought to you by Divas That Care. Connect with us on Facebook, on Instagram, and of course on divasthatcare.com, where you can subscribe to our newsletter so you don't miss a thing.